Israel keeps saying, oh, we're targeting Hamas, we're targeting Hamas, we're targeting Hamas.
They're facing two types of deaths. There's the quick death through just being sniped or bombed and you're gone. And then there's a slow type of death, a death that comes through, fear. People dying of hunger, dying of thirst because of feeling just the sorrow of losing all their family. We don't stop when we're tired. We stop when we're done.
Do they have a message for the rest of the world that they need everyone to know, that they want everyone to know?
You've let us down. Wake up. Wake up. It's time to wake up. Enough is enough.
Israel keeps saying, oh, we're targeting Hamas, we're targeting Hamas, we're targeting Hamas. We bombed the hospital because Hamas was there. We bombed the school because Hamas was there. From their experience on the ground, is that another complete lie? Like no Hamas in sight and they're just bombing people?
Yeah.
لكن يقدر إنه هدول الأطفال يقتلوا من قبل الاحتلال الإسرائيلي وهم موجودين في الأسرة فهل هدول الأطفال حماس؟
He's very simple. Like just use your common sense. He says he was mentioning Mustashfa al-Nasr. When we went there, it was like all they found were dead, decomposed, premature babies. Are those Hamas? When you just turn this on and think about it, none of this makes sense. Rafah only has, one hospital. You can't really even call it a hospital.
سيء يعني تمام. أنا رح أروح على مكان هو بس أنا أبدا ما كنت برضو مبسوطة إني أنا سايبة بلد. كان combination الشعور.
135 days in the war. And when my name made it on the list, she said, I actually felt bad. I didn't feel good because this feeling that although I'm going maybe to a safer place, that I'm leaving my country.
I want you to tell them that they are heroes to me.
بقول لك هو بالنسبة له بقول أنتوا الأبطال.
الأبطال مش إحنا. الأبطال الناس اللي كل يوم بتشوف الموت.
He said, no, it's not like that. I don't see myself. The real heroes are the ones, they're facing two types of deaths. There's the quick death through just being sniped or bombed and you're gone. And then there's a slow type of death, a death that comes through, fear. He's trying to deliver the message that the person in Gaza is a human who has feelings as well. Because sometimes we might see them as superhuman. And then it's almost like they'll manage. They're strong enough for it. He's like, no, we have feelings. We cry, we feel. He says he himself, he can't find some of his brothers. I think one of them, he said two of them are lost. One of them, I think they're constantly, their neighbors were recently bombed and they took them out as martyrs. This happened recently as well. People dying of hunger, dying of thirst because of feeling just the sorrow of losing all their family. You saw that video that he did with that child who lost.
I want to play and then ask him a little bit more.
Please, that would be wonderful.
إلى مشاهدي ومتابعين المشهد، هذا هو المشهد في قطاع غزة وهذه رسالة من شمال غزة. ووالدته إيش اسم ماما؟ فاطمة.
ماما وبابا وست شباب وست أمراض وست أمراض. بدي الله يشفي أخويا. بدي تخلص الحال.
إن شاء الله. هاي فيصل وهاي فهد
وتنتين لآدم وواحدة لعمه.
لا.
يعني تخيل آخر مشهد يشوفوا هدول الطفلين هو طلوع روح والده ووالدته قدام عينيهم.
Imagine that the last scene those kids saw is the souls of their mother and father departing from their bodies. He's saying this is what happened. They entered, they started killing, they dropped a few bombs. They told me it's only women and children here. They asked them to step outside and then they finished off everybody that was in there. And then basically those two kids that remain, one of the bombs impacted his stomach. There's a perforation in his stomach and he's disabled. He can't walk. And so his brother, the six-year-old brother, is changing the bandage wound of his 5-year-old brother because the whole family is gone. Nobody's left. They have Allah. This is what we're going through on a daily basis. What do you express? This is complete ethnic cleansing.
Wow.
Yeah.
والله العظيم أي واحد غزاوي اسأله فقدت شعور البكاء نفسي أبكي.
He says in the beginning we used to cry, but you get to a point where it's like the tears run out at some point and it's almost like just difficult. Like he's saying we speak to each other, it's like we want to cry. Like what's wrong with us? Why can't we cry anymore? It's like they've cried so much, they've seen so much, it's like they're numb almost at some point. And then he was saying, like, speaking of Adam and Faisal, like that, and his friend on the 65th day of the war, he lost also a very dear friend of his as a martyr. He says, I only cried for 5 minutes and it was really weird for me, like this is one of my dearest friends. So it seems like even the emotions are evolving, being rearranged in every kind of way, whether mentally, physically, emotionally, all of it.
Subhanallah.
Yeah.
كتر الضغوط ومن كتر الصدمات اللي احنا تعرضنا لها وصلنا لمرحلة انه احنا بطلنا قادرين نبكي، بطلنا حتى إنه
She says we lost all the closest people to us. I said there's no safe place. She says we see death in every minute.
This is something that anyone else, like in other places in the world, they just cannot fathom. They cannot imagine. And it's almost become so dystopian, I think, to some people that they can't believe that it's actually happening. You know, if you look at back during the Holocaust, there were the people who didn't care, you know, they were like, it's happening. They either denied it or they didn't care. They didn't make it a big deal. And you have people saying never again, never again. And now it's happening before our eyes. We have two witnesses who have their stories and hundreds of stories from those around them, because it's one of the most densely populated places on the face of the earth, telling us everything that's happening. And he's documenting it as well. And you still have people who don't want to accept it. Do they have a message for the rest of the world that they need everyone to know, that they want everyone to know?
You've let us down. Wake up. Wake up. It's time to wake up. Enough is enough. That's his message.
هلا يمكن رسالتي للناس إنه يعني معظم بلاد بالذات برا ما عندهم فكرة.
He says, what am I going to tell you? We need everything, all the support. We need you to support us. We need you to continue supporting us. I mean, it's clearly a long journey here. The clear picture is not there. We left hoping that we will be back, but very few countries are willing to receive us. And they're hoping to, since they're there, because they lost everything at this point in Gaza, to go, maybe spend some time there and see how they feel. But if at any point they have the opportunity to go back, they would.
They would?
Yeah.
ياسمين حكت نقطة كتير مهمة إنه الغزاوي ما في العالم. أحكي للعالم إنه
do they see the videos of the protests and the people here who are going to the congressmen, and tell them that people here know, the normal people, the population, they know, and they hate the politicians for it. They're interrupting their meals, interrupting their speeches, they're interrupting their discussions, they're making videos about them, they're making petitions against them, against the leaders of the countries. They're calling genocide Joe. That's what they're calling Joe Biden now. So the world is really with them.
عمال بحضروا لرمضان، ما بعرف كيف ربنا بده يتقبل منهم صيام رمضان.
They're preparing to fast for Ramadan, and I don't know how Allah is going to accept their fasting.
Wow.
والله العظيم الناس صارت لأنه قلة وندرة سيارات الإسعاف، لأنه عدد كبير من سيارات الإسعاف انضربت.
This is on a daily basis. I see when they bomb a certain area and you have a lot of civilians injured, people will rush to save them, to carry them, put them in an ambulance, try to get them to the hospital. It's not a matter of just let me run for my life. So it's not a nafsi thing, right? It's more of a ummati mazaj.
Wow.
I said Palestine is not just for Palestinians. It's for every Muslim as well, right? It has the Masjid al-Aqsa in it. So it's our responsibility to do everything in our capacity to try to help them, inshallah. I always like to say we don't stop when we're tired, we stop when we're done, right? I work with Hidden Humanity on hiddenhumanity.org, where people can go. They'll find the Palestine Story and Project for Gaza. That money, 100% of that money reaches the people of Gaza. We don't take anything for it. And you can rest assured that it's getting there and to the hands of the right people.
That's all that matters. With that being said, may Allah bless you all immensely. Remember, share this, right? If you care, then share. With that being said,